right, welcome back in. McElroy and Kulik in the morning, hour number 2 underway. After we visit with Brett Ciancia of Pick Six Previews, are you tough? Get ready for that segment. 205-834-9450. But if you need a preseason college football magazine, Pick Six Previews is one of the places that you need to go. One of the most detailed previews that you're going to get. Number one in the last 10 years. 15th edition out now. And you can find it at pick6previews.com. The creator of it, Brett Ciancia, joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline. We were just talking Big Ten Media Days. I feel like people are a little bit ahead of Ohio State right now, and it's not that they shouldn't be on the top shelf of college football. They shouldn't be considered tier one. I'm not saying that, but there are a lot of people discussing them, Brett, like they should be leaps and bounds ahead of almost every other team in college football. Do you have any evidence supporting what I'm saying that maybe we're a little far ahead on where people are viewing the Buckeyes right now?
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me, guys. One of my favorite preseason stops on the radio tour, and a great time of year here with the magazine rolling off the printing press and shipping around the country. So appreciate it, and I appreciate that praise. But, yeah, talking Big Ten, Ohio State, they're that dynasty that reloads every year over there. You know, you watch the NFL draft in April, you watch the Combine, it's all Buckeyes. They sent another 11 guys to the pros this April, but 11 draft picks gone, no problem. It's the same as usual. The way that they recruit at a top 5 clip every year, and they're able to bring in transfers too from the portal. But yeah, they're a serious playoff and national title contender again. Remember last year, 12-0 start, really a coin flip type game with Indiana in the Big Ten title game. And then that one pick 6 against Miami really hurt them in the playoff. But this was definitely one of the best teams in the country last year. You got Julian Sayin back, a Heisman candidate. You got arguably the best player at any position with Jeremiah Smith coming in. Keep an eye on Chris Henry, too, a new 5-star coming up. You know, they always have 5 stars in that wide receiver room, but now, again, another 1-2 punch with him and Jeremiah Smith. So you love the offense, you love the defense. One thing my one question is, when the pocket breaks down, when the plays break down, and when they really need a third and medium type of play, Julian Sayin, I want to see him step up and create. You know, when the pocket's perfect, like it was the first 12 games for the year for them, he was perfect. But you saw against Indiana and against Miami, against nice pass rushes, you want to see him create a little more. So it's nitpicking, but when you're talking national title, you got to nitpick a little bit at the top.
Brett Ciancia of Pick Six Previews joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Staying with the Big Ten, I surprised some people saying that I thought Minnesota could potentially be a top 5 team in the Big Ten this year, last week at SEC Media Days. Where would you believe the ceiling is for Minnesota this upcoming season?
Well, with Minnesota, there are parts of the team that you really like. I mean, you look at the defensive line. One of the best pass rushers in the conference there is coming back with Anthony Smith, and they're going to put up a lot of, tackles for loss, sacks. I call it my negative play rate, plays in the backfield. They're going to be up there again like they were top 5 last year. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's kind of a ceiling on Minnesota and teams like this in the middle of the conference. When you look at just their talent profile, the way they recruit, the transfers they bring in, I think they're in that middle tier of the conference. But, yeah, I mean, I would put them behind certainly the playoff tier teams. I'd probably put them still behind USC and Michigan, and then Washington looks solid. Penn State brings a lot of Iowa State transfers in. So probably after that tier, you could start to argue it. So I would say maybe their ceiling is, what would that be, 8th in the conference? It's such a competitive league. But, yeah, you're right. There's definitely some pieces to like on this team. Running back Darius Taylor, a workhorse, and they upgraded at receiver too. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those dark horse teams that's flying under the radar.
I don't think there's any doubt. I look at them and think with both edges back, that defense could be strong, one of the strongest in the Big Ten. How do you view Michigan right now with a coach that we love, a coach that's been successful, but a lot of turmoil coming in year one, ton of potential at quarterback. Hadn't seen Bryce Underwood necessarily put it together just yet. A lot of youth out at wide receiver and other portions of the defense. What's the ceiling for the Wolverines this season?
Yeah, well, first off, bringing in Kyle Whittingham from Utah. I've had a close eye on Utah the last probably 10 years here with Pick Six Previews. I love their program out there, their toughness, their culture. I know these are buzzwords, but if anybody lives up to it, it's been Utah with Kyle Whittingham. So I think that style of play, that smash mouth offense kind of style coming to Michigan, that's what Michigan's been best at when they have that persona as a program. So I'd like to hire a lot. I think it's a good fit. He's also bringing some star players with him. bringing his nickelback Smith Snowden over. John Henry Daly led the country in sacks. He's coming over at defensive end. So I like that. He's bringing his coordinator with him on offense with Jason Beck, helped turn around Utah's really rough offense in 24 to a top 5 unit in 25. So I like the hire a lot. I like some of the moves he's made. And remember, Michigan, they've got a solid pipeline of talent there too. So he's taking over. The cupboard isn't bare there at all. He's got last year's #1 overall quarterback from the high school level, Bryce Underwood. I put this in the book, though. It's really simple with Michigan, not to oversimplify, but it's really only about Bryce Underwood's development. If he plays up to his 5-star billing, they're a playoff team. If not, you're looking at another 7-5 type season. So it really comes down to the quarterback development there.
All right, we're visiting with Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews, at Pick Six Previews on Twitter. You can get the magazine at pick6previews.com. Let's go to the SEC. There was a lot of debate last week in Tampa, Georgia, or Texas. If you were to lean one way or the other, which would it be and why?
Yeah, I've actually got Georgia playing Oklahoma in the SEC title game. So
okay.
I don't even have Texas there in Atlanta. But to start out, I like Georgia at the top. I think you have to start there. They're the defending SEC champs. 14 starters back. It's more of a veteran defense than usual for Georgia, and they rotate more than anybody on defense too. So you got to look at 2 deep, even 3 deep, and most of this defense is back. So I think you have one of those championship caliber defenses that Kirby Smart has thrived with. 5 stars at linebacker, 2 All-Americans in the secondary, or 2 All-SEC guys, I should say. And then, of course, you got Gunnar Stockton at quarterback. Again, so I'll use some buzzwords. He's clutch. He's a winner. But if you want to put a number to it, if you look at just fourth quarter passing, #1 in quarterback rating in the country there. So in crunch time, he really gets it done. He backs up those buzzwords. So I like Georgia a lot. Now, I've got them to make the SEC title game, win the SEC, but to unlock that next tier, to get to that national championship stage, I want to see some of these 5-star receivers step up. It's been a while since they've had really a game changer, a real alpha dog at receiver. I want to see that room step up in crunch time. So, again, nitpicking at the top, but that's what I want to see Georgia develop with is their receiver room.
Brett, my biggest surprise from media days, and I said it last week, and we need to recap it a little bit today, was I hate to call it disrespect. I'm not saying they're flying under the radar because people still know about them, but the lack of discussion on Ole Miss even being a playoff team, much less contending for a national title, shocking to me. I get it. People think Lane was highly responsible for what Ole Miss did. There's some uncertainty still around Pete Golding, but I don't feel like the gap should be that big. Where are you on Ole Miss?
Well, I'm glad you brought up Ole Miss because I agree with you. I've got them in my playoff bracket. It was actually a no-brainer for me when I was going through the research process. I thought, yeah, of course. I mean, the way we saw them play in January for Pete Golding, that helped because a lot of times with the coaching change, you put your guard up. You start to worry how they're going to look in the new system. We already saw them. They played really well for him in January. And then a couple other things, too. I know that the concern was losing Lane Kiffin and his play calling, his scheme. So they went out and hired John David Baker, a former Kiffin assistant, former Ole Miss coordinator, and he was quoted saying he's keeping this scheme 90% the same as last year. So I love hearing that. I love having Trinidad Chambliss back at quarterback. Now a full season as an SEC starter, full off season. Remember, he came up from D2 and was thrown in there in week 4. I think now he'll be even better than we saw. Kejuan Lacey, an All-American running back. The interior of the O-line is back with 3 guys. But then here's the kicker. This what made it a no-brainer was their defense because last year, let's call it average, but this time around, Pete Golding put a lot of that funds, a lot of the transfer portal funds onto the defensive side of the ball, signed 8 defenders that were 4-star grade. That's unbelievable if you follow the transfer market. So I think they pumped this roster with defensive talent, balanced team. I've got them back in the bracket for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't believe specifically, and maybe you can help me with this. The computers seem to hate Ole Miss, and that's the part that I don't understand because when you look at whether it's returning production, whether it's returning bodies across offense or defense, I wouldn't think the computers would place a high value on a coaching exchange. Yet we saw multiple graphics with top 10 chances to make the playoff. Ole Miss was not in there. Chances to make the SEC championship game, not win it, but make the game, Brett. And Ole Miss was further down than 3 or 4 other teams I thought should be on the list. Why would computers be against this team?
Yeah, I'm not really sure because my game grader formula, my power ratings, I had them 8th last year at the end of the season after their playoff run. That's good for 2nd in the SEC, right there, almost tied with Georgia. So as a starting point, I had them 2nd in the SEC. You look at recruiting and transfers, again, they signed a number 2 transfer haul in the country. I know Kiffin's gone, the portal king, but Pete Golding kept it going with number 2 transfer class in the country. And like I said, they pumped it mostly on the defensive side to help out that side. And I don't really know why you'd put him that low, honestly. Like, I got him high. I've got him 4th in the SEC, and I was going to have him higher, but I downgraded it slightly because of their schedule. I guess maybe that's where some of those percentages are hurting them, because you do draw a tough gauntlet here. You got, and I know they're all gauntlets in the SEC now, going 9 games, but you got LSU on there, you got Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma, all playoff caliber teams, and then even open it up with Louisville will be tough in the non-conference game, a top 25 game. So maybe schedule, but the other concerns I'd normally have, I felt confident with them, with the play caller coming in, who's keeping it Kiffin's scheme. Pete Golding, a coaching change. They played well for him, and the players stayed there for the most part. I think a lot of Ole Miss fans were scared of an exodus, a roster exodus going with Kiffin. And yeah, he got a couple guys off the team, but not this mass flow like you saw, say, Iowa State going to Penn State, something like that. It was only a handful of guys. So I like Ole Miss a lot. I love their win total. I like them to be in the top 10, like them in the playoff bracket. I'm glad you brought them up.
I want to talk Alabama, too, because I felt like it was the quietest Alabama SEC media days I have attended. Not saying that's bad, not saying that's good. It's just there was less conversation leading up to Alabama Day, and then less conversation after Alabama was in attendance. What do you have forecasted for the Crimson Tide this year?
Yeah, Alabama goes in a new role here. I mean, of course, for the whole time I've been doing Pick Six previews, 15 seasons, they've always been the top of the barrel there. They've been the dynasty under Nick Saban. They've been a playoff tier team every year since. And yeah, so this is a new role for them, because they have a lot of questions if you look at this roster. And we saw some of the issues exposed there in the postseason against Georgia, against Indiana. They averaged under 1 yard per carry running the ball in the postseason, and the regular season wasn't much better. It was their worst rushing attack in Alabama history. So from that starting point, I don't know that they solved a lot of those questions. 4 offensive linemen are gone. I like some of the pieces they brought in, some guys. And, of course, I think Michael Carroll, he's going to be one of the best in the country. He already earned all SEC as a freshman. I love him as an anchor of the line, but still some questions there. Run the ball, stop the run. On defense, only 1 starter back in the front 7. And I know they recruit like the best of them. They got 5 stars coming up the ranks, but they are new faces. So, it's a lot of new, it's a lot of youth, it's a lot of questions for me. So areas I do love. I love the receiver room again. Love the secondary. It could be one of the best secondaries in the country. So there are certain strengths. I'm not even calling quarterback a question. I know we don't know who it will be, but I like both guys a lot. I think Austin Mack, familiarity with the scheme, with the coaching staff coming from Washington, and then Keelan Russell, the dual threat, the athleticism, the 5-star billing. So I think they're going to be good no matter who they pick. Maybe you use that East Carolina game as an audition to see who's going to lead into September and October. But of all the questions, the quarterback's not one of them. But that's where I'm at. I've got them actually 7th in the SEC. I never thought I'd be saying that, but that's just where we're at. It's such a competitive conference that I've got them 16th in the country, but that's only good for 7th in the SEC.
Finally, Auburn. Can't leave you, Brett, without just asking what you think the possibilities are. Maybe what are some of the real reasons that people should have confidence that Alex Golesh can find real success this year?
Yeah, I like a lot about what they did here with the hire with Alex Golesh. He's a guy who's built elite offenses everywhere he's been. He was with Josh Heupel at UCF and at Tennessee, and then did it himself. He proved that by himself at South Florida. And this is what I like, is that when you see coaching changes, I like when they keep what was working from the old regime. And, of course, with Auburn, I thought their defense was solid last year and the last couple of years under DJ Durkin. So I like that he kept defensive coordinator Durkin there. That was able to that helped them retain a lot of their star defenders, too. You got Xavier Atkins coming back, an All-American, some pieces in the secondary. The safeties are back. So I like that move of keeping Durkin, keeping the defense as is, but then you're picking up this offense from Tampa like with a crane and dropping it right into Auburn, Alabama, because you got the quarterback, you got 5 receivers, you got the running backs, the line. So it's just kind of a bet on whether the top 5 USF offense from the AAC is going to translate to the SEC. I think it will. I think Byron Brown is special. He gets it done throwing it and running it, 3,000 passing, 1,000 rushing. So I really like Auburn. I was surprised to see them pick so low. I think they were projected around 12th. I've got them 9th in the SEC, right there behind Alabama and Tennessee. In fact, claiming a top 25 spot for me. I really like what Auburn did here.
So where would that put their win total for you? 7, 8?
I'm looking at 7 for them, and then maybe you get some of these upsets. But I think definitely the goal is get back to bowl season. Remember, with Auburn, you're talking 5 straight losing seasons. So I think definitely get to a bowl. I see 6 for sure wins. And then, I mean, take your shot at some of these other upsets. I think they'll get one. So I'll say 7. Maybe they get to 8, depending on how you feel about Tennessee, road trip there, or really the Iron Bowl could be the swing game here to get to 8 or 9 wins. So I like Auburn a lot for a transitional type year. I think that they're set up for instant success.
There you go. Brett, great stuff, man. Magazine's incredible. We appreciate your time, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Oh, of course. Anytime, guys. Appreciate it.
Pick6previews.com. That's Pick6previews via Twitter. A lot of different ways that you can find it, find the information, but Brett Ciancia does a great job discussing it and appreciate his time on the show. Follow up with a little bit of that and then get to our question of the day. A little bit off topic of college football. Are you tough? Next on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Kubelik in the morning. Appreciate you guys tuning in. 205-834-9450. Are you tough? It's a simple question. Damian, in the grand scheme of things, do you think you are tough?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just interested if, how do I ask this? What's the most difficult thing you've overcome? Like where has your toughness had to show up the most?
I've in my earlier years, I had to go in and crack a couple linebackers. I ran some routes across the middle. I ran some shallows, ran some crossing routes, knowing I might get my head knocked off. But hey, like what did Michael Irvin say? Either run this slant or go back to the ghetto. I got to make a decision. You
got to make a decision. One or the other. That's pretty much where we have to go with that. A 32-year-old hiker impaled himself on top of a mountain.
Okay, then I'm not that tough.
Montana man walked 10 miles to safety with a trekking pole, so your ski sticks that they hike with.
Okay.
Speared through his torso.
Oh, boy.
After a fall during a hiking expedition on the state's highest mountain. David Safaldi slipped on rocks close to the summit of the 12,803-foot granite peak during a hike on July 20th with two friends. He fell on one of his two poles. He said, by the time I rolled over, I kind of knew something wasn't right. Yeah. If you had a pole sticking through your belly, I would imagine.
Yeah. Something's not going right.
He told this story to CBS News affiliate KVTQ. The pole pierced him in the side below his left arm, pushed out through his lower back, only narrowly missing vital organs. Through my skin, I could feel the trekking pole, he said. I knew it wasn't deep, and I knew I could take deep breaths. Now, hold on a second. You knew it wasn't deep, but it was through you. So I would say that's about as deep as possible.
Exactly. Oh, boy.
An emergency room nurse trained in wound care. Safaldi said his medical background took over. He and his friends made the decision to hike 6.5 hours. I asked the question again. Are you tough?
In the grand scheme of it, no, not that tough. And then the fact that your friends are with you, I guess you're kind of in that boat of, well, what can we do at this point? So we might as well start walking on back.
Like there are times in life I feel bad, like when my kids get hurt or whatever, and I'm like, come on, we got to go. Let's go. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up. If you are, those are my children too, so it's a little bit different care. But like if this is me, you, John, me, you, Greg, hiking, like what are you doing if you're one of the other guys? Like, come on, bro, come on. You got this. He's literally a pole stuck through your side. Like
it's through my armpit.
I have a hard time like pushing for extra effort there.
Like you check over, hey, you okay? Like everything all right?
No, look.
Like, are you hurt? Are you injured or are you hurt?
Well, he kept hiking, so I guess technically he was hurt.
He was just hurt. That's insane.
He said, I think my nurse brain clicked on.
No, I don't have
as soon as I was able to self-assess and establish that it was not life-threatening right now, I was pretty convinced I was going to get off that mountain on my own power.
Let's go.
He was taken to a local clinic after they reached the trailhead, then driven 2 hours by his friends to a hospital.
Oh, so he's pretty much half the day with a ski stick going through his skin.
That's 8+ hours of hiking and driving.
Just having it in you.
With a pole through him. By the way, those things are not like, okay, number one, did it break? Or did the handle or the end go through first?
That's a great question.
Safaldi said his friends Jesse Ross and Brad Reich set off at 3:30 a.m. to climb the mountain, which was a long-held ambition. They were about 1,000 feet from the summit when the accident happened. One of the friends walked behind Safaldi to make sure he was steady on the rugged terrain back down, while the other walked ahead to warn oncoming hikers. What did that sound like?
It's like, hey, don't worry about it. Hey, we see it. It's fine. We're going to get help.
We know.
Help. Yes. It's like, hey, buddy, like, you okay? Yeah, he's good.
That's through him? Move along.
Keep going, man. You only got 1,000 more feet to go. You got it. Go. We got this. Nothing to see here.
The other half's up there. Don't touch it.
Like, hey,
if you could to the side.
Like, excuse me. Nothing
Actually, other side. You don't want to accidentally bump into that side. The right side, please.
Like you're directing traffic. Like,
over.
Hey, just slide on. Yeah, y'all got it. That's insane. And again, like to go with 8+ hours without any sort of care. I mean, the nearest clinic is 2 hours away. After, again, like, as a buddy, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'm just like, hey man, can we get the ambulance to meet us halfway? Like, I don't know. Do you have any service at some point? There's got to be an SOS you can send somewhere.
One of the buddies behind him said there's families, and he had us hike ahead to warn us so young kids didn't have to see such a gnarly wound. Just so selfless.
Yeah.
That part of me probably would not have.
I mean, what?
My mind may have been a little bit more like, this is the possibility you're dealing with here, kid.
Yeah, you ask, like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, Exhibit A.
That
right there. But he's got some good friends because what are you supposed to do in that situation? Like, I don't know. Like, if you said his nurse brain starts taking over, like, how much blood has lost? How do you know? Like, how much time do you genuinely think you have? Are you getting your affairs in order after you call the clinic of like, hey, I don't know. There's
a photograph of this that I kind of want to show, but I need further confirmation that it's real.
See,
and it's of him in the hospital.
That's where we are in society. You need to know if it's real or not. AI, it takes over.
His friend also said he self-assessed calmly, no bleeding, full feeling, no lightheadedness, nothing vital hit. The pole stable in place.
Okay, so they could have just gone to the summit.
So how hold on. How do we know it's stable? Did one of the other guys give like a tug?
Yeah,
like no, it's in there, man.
There, dog.
No, not getting this. No.
I don't want to move it, man. I don't want to move it.
No, it's stable. Stable.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not getting that out.
Like, it's like a wellness check. Like, hey, buddy, you okay? Like, hey, he's looking down and it's like, yeah, man, I think I'll be able to make it. All right, let's go.
Given his condition, he made the call to self-rescue rather than wait for extraction. Hiking 10 miles back to the trailhead with his trekking pole stuck in his body, he reached the trailhead entirely under his own power, never once complaining, staying in remarkably high spirits.
That's good. There's ways you could have been negative. Like, hey, so like somebody walks by, how's your day going? How do you think?
When I step with my left foot, it hurts.
Yeah, I feel like a little pain in my side.
Descend, not comfortable.
No.
And here, of course, I feel like when we hear any instance similar to this, we get this. When fully healed, Safaldi said his friends and he planned to reach the summit again.
Well, by the way that they acted, he could have just kept going. Instead of going back, you might as well just go
fair. If you can make it 3/4 of the way down with a pole in your gut, then why could you not make it all the way back up?
Like, realistically, there would have been a conversation. Like, we're a couple, about, let's say, a mile or so down. It's like, hey, we're a lot closer than we were. Like, we could go back and just see if we can reach the top and then come on back down.
Now, apparently, Granite's Peak recorded in various places between 12,799 feet, 13,807 feet.
At that point, it's...
Now, hold on. I know AI is going through a lot of problem right now. Like, we're struggling with a lot of that. We got all this information, and we can't come within 1,000 feet of where a peak of a mountain is.
There's a lot of things.
Is our Earth moving that much? Like, are we?
erosion. There's no telling.
We can't just send a drone up there and measure this? Like, that feels like pretty big variation. Maybe I've never measured mountain peaks before, and this is just normal. But 12.7 and 13.8, like,
approximate values. I feel like we could get an exact number on this.
How high are we climbing today? Could be 12, could be 13. Don't know.
No.
How do we not know? Well, it's never been established.
However you feeling. However you feeling.
Depends on the humidity.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors.
What?
But that's wild.
How much has it rained recently? I don't know. Like,
how's the mountain looking today, fellas?
It's in the 12.5 range. We're good then.
We'll knock it out. What's the worst that could happen?
Hey guys, I was thinking Granite Peaks Thursday. No. It's like 13.7 right now. We should say it's no, not today.
That extra 1,000-foot elevation. It's like, hey man, it gets a little dicey.
Wait for cloud coverage to go away. We're not right now. However, it says only 17 climbers have known to made the summit between then and 1953.
Okay. Pretty sure they didn't have a ski spike go through them.
No.
But also, I'm trying to like place my head around like how could this have happened? Like what? How did we end up in this situation? That's the first question I have: is how did we get here?
He does have a GoFundMe set up. Okay, I think this. Oh boy! All right, according to KSL.com. Let me first see what KSL is. Hold on a second. Utah breaking news, sports, and weather.
Okay.
That's all you need, right? We got breaking news, we got sports, we got weather.
You got it.
Covered. So I'm going to assume this is real.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Let's go.
And I'm sorry for those listening on radio, but there it is on YouTube. We will attempt to get a photograph of this tweeted out.
I have so many.
It's not broken, by the way, which I thought somehow, some way it would have been broken. Again, one major question that needs to be answered is which part went through first, and how did that not do more damage when it entered the skin?
That's the question I have too.
So it's through his left flank. So like right under, about 2 inches under his armpit, comes out about upper rib cage. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah. Oh boy. And he walked 10 miles, got in the car, rode to the clinic.
By the way, on the armpit side, there's like a good 3 feet of pole. So yeah, you would need someone in front of you. To the right.
Like that's
that side. You don't want to be over here. It's
yeah, don't make any sudden movements.
God, can you imagine if that got caught on a tree?
Oh, he's cooked. He's cooked. Those vital organs they're ripped. I just
like you get a splinter or something and you move it.
Oh, you're
like
cooked.
You got that and you bump a tree.
Got an itch. If you sneeze. Like if you sneeze or cough, like that's.
Thank God he didn't get the hiccups on the way down.
Oh, that's the last one you're gonna have.
Done.
That's the last one you got.
Done.
Man, that is. Yeah, he's a different level of tough. And again, for your quote unquote nurse brain to take over in that situation, looking at a pole going through your skin.
I almost feel like his Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator brain took over. That's we're
wild.
Gonna figure this out.
Yeah,
one way or the other.
Mind over matter.
Here's what I need. Okay, see, and all right, let me pull this up. Here is, now we don't know what type. This is the bottom of a trekking pole. Once again, I apologize for those listening on radio, but it essentially looks like God, what would you compare this to? A lawn dart from back in the day?
Yeah.
But what if it had those things on it? How does it get through? That's what I need to know. I need to see the other end of this. And I'm sure, again, I've never purchased a trekking pole.
Same.
Wow, we could go from $937 at Walmart to $185 at Argali.
Okay, so it's all about quality.
189, the Carbon X trekking pole
Okay.
at Argali Outdoors. No, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Oh boy.
Trekking pole, walking, hiking, survival stick staff. Now, if you were going to sell me one, that would probably be the way right there. For those watching on YouTube, it's basically a man using it as a walking pole and then also as a weapon to keep a what appears to be rabid wolf away from him.
You keep it at distance, man.
Stick away. Also, that one doesn't feel like it's going through you because it's got like the rubber cover on the ground. And he's using the handle part on the wolf. Would you not use the sharper portion?
Right. Like, if I'm going to inflict some damage,
We are such amateurs when it comes to hiking. Goodness, like, what if it was this one? Like, what if it was that type of a deal? How does it get through your skin right there? Where are our Alabama Outdoors employees not calling in to tell us about this and how this happened? 205-834-9450. Surely there's like an REI employee out there somewhere who can help us with this. Is there a Patagonia rep somewhere that can help us? Goodness. Look at this one. Like the end of this thing. Like I don't understand how. Like, what if it was that right there? Like, I need to know like the parts that extend and clip it, whatever. If that's what went through him.
Oh boy.
Listen, I asked the question. Are you tough?
Maybe not so much.
Because Brett Cicada, whatever his name is, David Cifaldi, 32 years old, 10-mile hike with a trekking pole through his flank.
Oh, it's through him too. Like I'm actually kind of impressed at the human body of how he could live to tell the tale and be as calm as can possibly be during this situation.
There's one more important question about this we haven't answered yet that I need to try to find during the break, and I'll do that, and we'll be back with more right after this on Jocks. We will get back to college football. 9 o'clock, Brandon Marcello joins the show. So that's 19 minutes, which means we have 19 more minutes to talk about trekking poles impaling hikers. And how far could you hike with a pole impaled through your lat? Also, if you missed the story, a gentleman was hiking in Montana. David Cifaldi, he slipped and his trekking pole impaled him. And he hiked 6 miles down the mountain. It was 6, right? Is that what we decided? Or 6 hours?
Yeah, 6 hours.
And then rode another 2 hours. 10 miles. Think about just walking outside today and saying, I'm going to walk 10 miles. Just walk.
It's insane.
And got in a car after going to some facility and then rode another 2 hours to the hospital. And then I found this about Granite Peak. The mountain in the Bluetooth range was the site of one of climbing's greatest mysteries, the disappearance of Ernest Bruffy, 38, during a solo expedition in August of 1959.
Okay.
Apparently, human remains in a weathered boot that believed to belong to Bruffy were found in 2000. So hold on. 1959, and they found it in
Found it in 2000. Found some remains.
Feeling like an easy advertisement for said boot company. By a group of 6 friends, one who had researched his disappearance. Let me add to this. Keep in mind, one of the climbing's greatest mysteries. I don't know how many climbing mysteries are out there. I did watch Unsolved Mysteries as a kid, none of which involved climbing. I've listened to a lot of Dateline, some climbing, but only because people had not been found. On a day that an earthquake killed 28 people in Montana. I hate to do this to you guys, but mystery solved.
Didn't even have to call Scooby-Doo. Like, you got that one.
He was on a mountain of which we don't know the peak height, somewhere in the 12 to 13,000 foot range, and there was an earthquake, and it shook him off the mountain.
Sounds about right.
Mystery solved.
Boom. That's tough.
By the way, mountain climbing, if that's one of your biggest mysteries,
Got some problems. Got some issues.
not so mysterious. Hastings would like to chime in on the Higginbotham hotline. Welcome in, Hastings.
Hey, guys. Also, what amazes me about this story is the fact that he was able, like, all that blood flow, and he didn't bleed out or anything. Because, I mean, you know your heart is racing right there, even if you are calm, because you're hiking 10 miles. So, that's bizarre to me. Good for him.
If you see it, though, it's like I don't even think he bled. Like, I think it essentially corked itself. I don't know another.
Probably smart for him not to take it out.
Okay, so I have access to 2 photographs, and they are a little bit confusing because the one from Twitter has like a silver section that looks like it was unscrewed, but I don't see that same silver section. I don't believe. Okay, well, it could have been. I see where it is now. So the weird part is the 2 pictures I have. The pole was unscrewed, it looks like, at the hospital, leaving about 4 inches from the skin, but which would mean he walked down the mountain with the entire thing hanging out. So maybe they said, don't unscrew it now because if it slips into you, you'd be in trouble and then would start bleeding. So I don't know.
That's insane. Now, I was going to tell a story real quick. My dad, we were hunting one time, and I kind of prefaced that he's an old Marine, and so we're out. I'm actually in
tough,
college.
Is what you're saying.
He is a lot tougher than me. I don't know. I think I had some bad pasta bad ramen one time, and it made me real sick. So I think he's got me beat on that. But no, he was in a ladder stand, and the straps at the top had dry rotted, and well, he didn't know. I was hunting in the bottom, and he was over on this pine ridge. And probably about 400 or 500 yards from the road, well, he's climbing up to the stand, and he gets to the top of the stand. And when he does, the straps break. And so he's got the stand with him, and he's looking at it. He throws the stand, and his instincts kind of took over, and he was like, I'm going to try and barrel roll once I hit the ground. And so he's fallen. He hits the ground. He tries to barrel roll. He gets up. He thinks he's unscathed, and he tries to put pressure on his right heel is shattered. And I'm not talking like broken. I'm talking like pieces of his heel are inside of inside his foot. There's nothing there. So when he tries to get up, he can't, and he realizes his ankle is non-existent, and he's really nauseous, and he's sitting there. He's trying to do well. He didn't have any cell phone service where he was at, and the only cell phone service was at the road. And so he had to army crawl about 400, 500 yards back to the road. And I'm talking about, this is not like you're crawling on grass.
Yeah.
This is hills, terrain. And he gets back to the road, and he calls my cousin. I think it was Marshall, comes and picks him up and takes him to the hospital. Well, I'm still at the bottom. So I get up there, and my cousin's there to pick me up. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, hey. He's like, bad news. He was like, your dad he thinks he broke his ankle, and he's driving himself to the hospital. He should be all right. And look, I think it was his right ankle. So I guess he was ambidextrous behind the steering wheel. But I was like, oh man, okay, well that's cool. We'll go. He was like, no. He's like, your dad wants you to hunt. He doesn't want it to ruin you and your best friends out here hunting, so he didn't want to tell you guys. He just wanted you to know. So if you were looking for him this afternoon, you weren't worried about it. And so that was kind of my definition of darn tough. Was not only did he crawl 500 yards with a shattered ankle, drive himself to the hospital, he then therefore wanted us to continue to hunt so we didn't ruin the hunt. So I think on the tough scale, I don't know if that's a rod in your flank, but I would say he's pretty darn tough.
Wild to think about. And so I guess he answered the question. He is tough. 100%.
Yeah, he's darn tough. Tough. Meanwhile, if I pull a hammy or something when I'm on a nice little jog, I mean, I'm going to have to ice down and feel sorry for myself for a little bit.
Yeah, made me feel a little bit less on my kidney stones at Disney.
I appreciate you taking my call, Cole.
Thanks, Hastings. All right, a couple you have some interesting questions for this. We'll get to those next on Jogs. Glenn tweeting into the show at Mac and Cube. Hastings sounds like a much younger Chris Collinsworth. I hadn't gotten that yet, but next time I'm sure it'll hit me.
I don't hear it. That's a wild comp.
Great question coming in. You can always tweet into the show at Mac and Cube, by the way. There is Greg Skipworth tweets in, there's tough smart, then there's tough with a pole sticking through you. Yeah.
Yeah. There's evidence.
EZ at EZWood7 tweets into the show. This is a great question you and I have not thought about yet in this entire situation. If you have not heard, David Safaldi hiked 10 miles with a trekking pole stuck through his flank, lat. Tweets in, how the hell did he get in a car? And when you see the first photo of the entire thing before I guess they undid part of it, yeah, fair question.
That is a great question. Ooh.
This is the epitome of what I tell my kids. Like we went to work on my older son's pitching yesterday, and I asked my 6-year-old, like, do you want to try to hit off of him? Which is honestly probably a bad idea because he could have just ruined it for him. He gets hit a couple times. And I said, listen, if you get hit, it's not going to hurt forever.
Correct.
That's what I tell him all the time. Does it hurt? Yeah. Well, it's not going to hurt forever.
Correct.
It isn't. This is the epitome of like, well, it's not going to hurt forever. Sitting in a car, hiking 10 miles, going from one medical facility to another medical facility, having to tell people to hike around you because it's sticking out of you.
Correct.
Like, this is the epitome of it's not going to hurt forever. At least we don't think. Might not.
It
could.
It could.
And the most important question in this entire situation, which maybe we come back to it in hour number 3, we've got Brandon Marcello next and then Ben Garrett later to talk Ole Miss in this lawsuit. We need details on the extraction. Do you just, whoop? Was he put to sleep? We know it was numbed, but like just which side? Did it come out the lower end or the upper end?
Right. Like how do you, yeah.
Based on the unscrewed version, I would imagine it goes out the lower end because there's like the rubber pad part on the lower end that would have to come out higher. Is it as easy as just
right? Do you finish the job essentially? Like, do you just go ahead and just say, hey, like this is the trajectory it was going?
Yeah, I have so many questions. I have more questions. I have questions about the fall and how it got in there.
Correct.
But also, like, to think about, if you look at the portions that we posted on Twitter, the pictures are up now, of that actually entering your body. That would take a heck of a lot of force to happen.
Correct.
Number one. And then number 2, like, we need details on how this thing came out. And did it finally make him uncomfortable once they got it out?
Right.
Because apparently it just was not a deal at all.
Did he say ouch? Like at
anything.
That point.
Damian made a great point. Probably helped him that he's a little puffy as well. Back with more next.